The 14th installment of a Blue Box. We had a really fun episode last time. I actually really loved the dynamic between Haru and Karen, and just being able to get to see and understand their relationship a little bit better from our own, benefit, and for Taiki's as well, and how there's similar parallels and things that he can kind of draw to his own situation that he's going to find himself in here with Chinatsu. So I think this works out really well for him to gain some of that extra insight and to have this extra person now, especially in Karen, that he was able to talk to and hear from her, her own ways of feeling, and also the things that she's been hearing from Chinatsu in a way that gives him like some sort of hope. So we're building towards, you got to come out of your way and you got to talk to her and you got to tell her things. Does that mean we're building towards confession, or does that more so mean we're just going to be better on communicating going forward? I don't know. It's hard to just come out and be like, I'm going to openly say this and do this because of the line that she drew. But at the same time, he might have to. So I don't really know, but I'm rooting for him regardless of what ends up going down here. I feel like it probably won't be too well. Maybe we do it this episode. Maybe we wait. She does have nationals and a bunch of things to come up. I feel like maybe there's an obstacle. Maybe she loses or something, and he's just like, I can't do it now. I got to take my break. Like maybe there's something in there. I don't really know though, but we will see. Hopefully you enjoy. I feel like I'll have to subscribe to me lots, but feel free to stick around for the discussion. Let me know in the comments with the series. Let's get going. Episode 14. That's never fun, especially in the second round. It's kind of a mid pep talk. That ain't gonna get me ready to, to run through a wall. maybe he's got one in store for tomorrow. Teamwork.
吉谷先輩と小池先輩、インターハイ終わったら引退するって。
Damn.
に専念するからって。
Naturally.
だから私たちで少しでも長くバスケ部で。
Yeah, make them play as long as they can. Give them as many games. Yeah, another layer of added pressure. Thanks a lot.
先輩たちから直接聞いたわけじゃないけど。
No, so it might not even happen.
ダンゴムシの夏。無理だよ。普段吐き出さないから。まあ、
It's not just with you either.
家族と離れてまでたどり着いたインターハイで、2年生とはいえ、ポイントゲッターとして期待されて、人一倍抱える。
Yeah, I mean, she's literally only here for those.
って楽しいよね。もちろん。
Can be when you're winning.
で練習してきた時間があるからで、吉谷先輩からパスもらって、小池先輩のスクリーンでマーク外してシュートして、外したら渚がリバウンド取ってくれて。
Well-oiled machine.
このままバスケしてたいって思ったんだ。
But what happens when people start going away and you have to replace them with others and you don't have the same connection? Will be as fun. I get that. You ever play on a team that's like really good, or just have like dudes on your team that you really mess with and you just don't, you lose it at a certain point? Just isn't as fun, especially when you're losing all the time. Mm-hmm. Also, literally, because Taiki would probably cry if he finds it. Classic. But it is true, you kinda do. But it also sucks knowing if you're on the other side, you may have made it to the finals against that guy. Can we go watch, or it's too far? It's town over, right?
それが特に連絡ないんだよな。試合前に連絡はしたんだけど。
ああ。
千夏先輩、今頃アップとかしてるのかな。
Are we gonna get like a fun thing between the two of them here?
縁起が悪い。4時までに1本でも決め。
If I don't, she'll lose. A little bit different than I thought we were going to get this, but this makes sense.
俺の演技なんて関係なく、 千夏先輩はシュート決めるよな。あんなに毎日練習してたし。
So did you,
一つ
brother.
年上でバスケしてる姿がめちゃくちゃかっこいい。そんな先輩のことが好き。
Of course, the moment I say that, it goes in.
自分の真剣な声なんて聞きたくなかった。しかもこんな公共の場で直接言うこともできてないくせに。
Oh no. You know?
なんかいろいろなことで
I'm nervous.
落ち込んできた。
何一人で騒いでるの？
あ、ひな。
やあ。
Yo.
今日はもう体育館立ち入り禁止だぞ。
Why are you here?
とるわ。
校長先生にインターハイの結果報告しろって言われてさ。
Can you
小
tell
学
us?
校そういうとこうるさいよな。それで結果って。
大輝、
うん。
たい焼きおごって。
たい
I still don't know how you did the answer.
ただいまより。
They're just not gonna tell us. There's no way they both like succeed, right? So Chinatsu's gonna either win or lose here, or that we're gonna either get good or bad news, whatever the opposite is about Hino, I bet.
インターハイ終わったし、今日だけご褒美。はあ、どうしみる。
インターハイの結果言ってこないけど。
Right? Should I keep pushing for it?
よかったならまず報告しそうだし。
You would assume.
たい焼きも焼け食いみたいな。
Right.
そういえば、
Maybe it's to throw us. Okay.
3位
That's good, right?
結果。
Or were we expecting a full-on win?
さらっとしすぎだろ。3位って
Yeah.
すげえじゃん。全国で3位なんだろ。
Right.
私がこれで満足するとでも。
さようです。
No, but like still just appreciate that it was good.
内容的にも良くなってるのは自分でわかるから。
Hmm.
次は行くよ。もっと上に。
おめでとうな。なんかいつもと違う表情。
あっちの公園で食べよ
待てよ。
You're being a little weird.
う。ブランコ空いてる。
Have you ever seen anybody else besides the characters themselves on the swings at the park? Okay.
ストップ。
何よ。
パンツ見えそう。
中にスパッツ入ってる。
Why are you looking?
そういう問題じゃないから。女の子だろ。もっと細心の注意を。
Yeah, but you're you.
珍しいじゃん。女の子扱いする。
Mmm.
するだろう。女子なんだし。
It's beautiful for her to hear.
時間。
Now you're gonna say some bullshit about another girl. Mm.
もしかして今日千夏先輩の試合？
うん、そう。ちょうど第4クォーター始まったく。
That shit just gets me so upset every time he talks to Hino, because you just know he's not even focusing or thinking about it.
じゃあ靴飛ばし対決をしよう。
どういう文脈？
千夏先輩も戦ってるし、大輝も戦おうって文脈だよ。パンツは見るなよ。
見ねえよ。
負けたら誰にも話してない恥ずかしい話。披露ね。
はあ？罰ゲームあんのかよ。
Will you do the same if you lose?
なんか今日いつもと違う気がする。
Now look at her. She's a liability on defense.
結構飛んだぞ。
まだまだ。
Just wait and see.
距離稼がないと。私の番ね。
A classic scenario.
場外 界まで飛ばしてもいいぞ。
Ugh. Was she on the line? I couldn't tell. It doesn't matter. They're only down by one. Aw.
にも行ったことないんだけどね。好き。
I had a feeling something like that was gonna happen. I don't want to flashback there. I do not want to have that interaction finish. Down. You what?
それって恋愛的な？
Yes,
恋
stupid.
愛的な。はっはっは。親友だと思って油断してたろ。なんてったって私も自分でびっくりだからね。まさか大気を。
How'd that happen?
どうだサプライズ。
いきなりすぎんだろ。
大輝が千夏先輩のこと好きなのは知ってるから。今すぐ返事はいらないし。
But at least think about it, brother.
伝えないと何も変わらないと思ったから。
Very true. I'm glad she's
これから
learning.
は親友としてじゃなく、自分のことが好きなことしてみてよ。
Fucking props for Hina, dude. She's so great.
用も済んだし帰るね。
Just normally like that?
今度1位になったらパフェよろしく。
あ、ひな。
But we're 14 episodes in. Where the fuck are we going? I'm in pain thinking about this. So much is going good and so much is going bad. We're in such a weird spot. And doing what you can't. Always, realistically. Connect the dots, brother. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely you are. Yes. I love that he's not like rejecting the idea and he's realizing all the things that he overlooked or viewed as different. Absolutely. But as the other thing, so many great qualities. What the fuck do I do? And then he comes home to immediately Chinatsu just crying and destroyed.
外ではやめなさいよ。
何してるように見え
Just whatever you're doing.
してないです。
そういえば連絡あったわよ。
え？
ちなっちゃん、負けちゃったって。
So much time passed, you weren't even thinking it.
帰ったらお疲れ様って言ってあげなよ。
なんだよ。何もしてないのに。この後ろめたさは。付き合うときどんな顔すればいいのか。わかんない。新体操部休みで。今ひなと会ったら まともに話せるかどうか。少し時間を置いて。
He's in such a oh my god. She doesn't want to have to face you either. Huh?
何見てるのよ。
入り口そこなんだから仕方ないだろう。休みじゃなかったのかよ。
別の用があったのよ。
Oh yeah?
声かけてくれればいいじゃん。
かけにくいだろ。
なんでよ。大輝はその調子でいて。私が視界に入るたびにドキドキするがよい。
ドキドキなんて。
Oh, it is. It is for sure. Maybe not in the way she she hopes, but
私が大輝のこと好きって思い出してくれればいいよ。
keep that in your mind, brother.
はい、今ドキドキした。
I love her so much. She's so funny.
空白の効果抜群のようだね。
おま、声でかいって。
Oh. Why is everything happening in this episode? Oh my god. Yeah, and it's gone. Oh, holy fuck, what an episode. we just flipped everything off. Like, it was bound to occur. I think I would love to go back and look. I probably should go back and look and see what I said in my discussion last episode. But I'm almost certain I made the guess we would find ourselves in a spot where Hina jumps in before Chinatsu, like, say, were to be given the chance, or before Taiki were given the chance to have this conversation, and bad things were going to basically happen. And I'd love to go back to the early episodes to really see, because I'm also pretty certain I made a guess at some point that Hino would probably have a successful run in nationals and Janatsu wouldn't, and it would be even harder, and Taiki also wouldn't either, which would then make it really hard for Taiki to confess, because he would have nothing, like, he just wouldn't do it. And then if Janatsu loses too, he'd be so worried about that he wouldn't be able to, focus or, put his own feelings ahead of that in any sort of way. But Hino would be able to come out on top, and then she might even be, like, happy enough that she achieved, like, a goal of her own to be able to then go and, like, say this to him or something. So I'm pretty positive I said this at some point, but I gotta go back and check. But it's so, that was so good. The episode's so good. I love putting them both together. I love a bunch of the different shots getting with the breaking of the promise essentially, and the anklet that she kind of got on. I love the overall not missing your chances and fucking taking that shot by purposely kind of like losing in a way of what Hina does, but then also like how we can look at it in like some sort of like way of kind of hinting towards what's to come, with the idea that Chinatsu misses the shot, but it also could just be because it happens at the same time in a way that Hina ends up making this confession. It's like more of an indication towards the miss that she's going to have here, and the rejection that she's going to get out of it too. It just, so at the same time of everything happening too, her like offering and willing to let him just willingly win it too, just so that she can get out and say what she wants, and dropping the confession. It just such a middle, like, random moment, 14 episodes in, right? It was so good. I love that. I love that so much. I love the not building up towards finale. This makes sense for us to end here, or this makes sense to have this moment happen at a certain point. Fuck it, throw it in the middle. Throw it in the middle. Let it happen. And then we can play out the story from there, right? It doesn't have to follow the traditional kind of pacings, and we don't have to end the story or end the season on like a full out confession or people getting together or something. Well, those are like nice and satisfactory, like kind of moments and things that people really want. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you came to a strong conclusion. I kind of don't like when we always do that, because everything feels repetitive. It feels like you're used to it. You know what's coming, right? Awesome. It was so good. It was so, I want to just go through the episode while we talk it, but it's so good. Prepping for nationals and just dropping more and more and more onto Chinatsu. letting them know that everybody else might be leaving after this. You have to win. You have to let them keep playing as long as they can. You have to let them achieve the goals and the things that they want to as well. And then it all piles up on you too, because everybody's relying on you to still do your part, on top of the fact that you did stay behind and not with your parents, and you've been focusing on this thing for so long, and you made that declaration that you were going to go far, right? You can't get second rounded, right? We can't have any of that. It's just all balling up here. And it comes back to bite her. Everything that she's kind of built up to this point, closing herself off, right? Putting up these walls, drawing this line between her and Taiki, her inability to openly speak her own mind and opinion on a lot of situations, while she has it still kind of bottling a lot of that stuff in and just trying to let things play out around her, as opposed to really taking charge or action, or getting to the bottom of any of this stuff. Once again, rumors swirling up, instead of potentially asking for any clarification or things on this, let it happen. And then you just have to put more and more pressure on yourself, because you don't want to have it all just fall on you at once. Hence the immediate just crumble and breakdown that she had at the end of the loss that they have, right? Going into what is likely to be a spiral of just straight difficulty and depression that she's probably going to run through going forward now, right? For the next however many episodes, till we can have some sort of motivating factor, get her back on her feet. Like there's so much negative going on, and it's all through her own, some of it through her own fault, but also just some of it really she can't really control either. It kind of sucks. Keep this up and you'll make your poor ankle bracelet cry. I'm thinking about all the energy and power he fucking put into that for her. All the good luck that he sent. I love this. I thought we were going to get like a different moment that kind of like plays between them. Like as he like plays or he does something with the basketball, we were going to like shift to her. And I think that would be more of like a beautiful thing to occur if she were to win, right? If there were no Hina in the story, it would be a wonderful way of them kind of showcasing like the being the present, kind of at the same, like doing the same thing, going through the same motions in a sort of way, being connected in some sort of way. But we don't necessarily get that. We get a little bit different though, of him being able to see like this version of her, and that being the motivating factor for him to go on, you know, to make this shot directly for her until he makes it when he says about the love. Stupid. And here comes Hino, who just doesn't want to give us an answer for anything either. Until a little bit later. So ultimately she gets third, which is really great. Really fucking incredible. But at the same time, not first, right? Not exactly what she would have wanted. Her faces while she's eating are so good. She has the best like reactions and different faces and stuff that they give her throughout this. But throughout the show in general, she easily stands out. I'll do better next year. Not just satisfied with that. Congratulations. Huh. She's a little bit weird. Usually she would have a certain remark, or she would say something different, or she would act a certain way when I like compliment or say anything positive, right? Why is she acting a little bit weird? Knowing something's off about today, but also cluing into what he's going to later figure out when he starts thinking about her confession and all the things that she's kind of changed and done and acted a little bit different in the past. And he starts kind of picking up on that. Once again, another nitpick, but complaint about the basketball stuff. She goes up, she throws up a layup like this, and then we don't see it in this shot, but just the way that the ball drops in, it's like it doesn't look the same. It's not the same shot. Like it's, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. The swings are open. Oh my god, you see me as a girl, little setup for something is, well, what's to come. And I thought at this point he would bring her up, but she's just kind of immediately clues in and realizes it, which is awesome for Hina too, to realize like, fuck, you're gonna think about this in the moment that I'm supposed to be happy and I'm like thrilled. I can't miss this chance. Let's do this. I have an idea. And she has an awesome way of going about it, giving him the chance to kick forward, to go as far as he can, but instead taking that step back on her own, right? Being able to just drop the shoe there so that she can lose, and it forces her to say something, right? Forces her to give out and do that confession, her plan the entire time. Awesome. And the constant flashes between them, you know, neither of them are going to go the same way. One of them is going to go well, the other one's not. But I think this also could be an indication towards potential, it goes well in this moment for Hina, in the future it doesn't, right? Whereas like things are bad right now for Chinatsu, but they go better at some point in the future, so we can like play a similar like same sort of thing at some point in the future where things end up just like working out for one of them but not the other one at the same time. It does leave a little fear for me potentially also of like a future for Hina where she just doesn't do as well in her next year at all. But like we end up seeing a lot of growth on like Taiki and Chinatsu and stuff. Like ideally all the characters would do well, and I'm like invested in all of them enough at this point that I'm like rooting them all on. But I don't know. I feel like we could also play in some other way, which would make me feel fucking terrible. I love her dropping. You miss, but at this moment we take our shot. Full on fucking confession. I love it. I love it. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. Symbolism of this too. So good. Awesome. Immediately it forces her to break down everything else too. And I just love her in the background crying while everybody else cheers on. It's the sad reality that comes along with it. And she doubles down. She triples down. She says it like 6 times. She makes sure this motherfucker knows that she's not messing around. I like how playful it is too, though. It's like serious in this moment, romantically, but then we can cut out of this. you think just because we're best friends, I'm gonna let that happen? Like, and I love how the self-awareness of it too. It's the same thing that her friend talked about. It's the same thing that we've just had discussions about too. Playing that best friend role is prohibiting him to even believe or think that there's a chance or something else could potentially happen within this relationship. Doesn't even entertain the idea because there's a boundary kind of that's been set between the two of them. But in her mind, it's a little bit different, and that's why it's so difficult for him to see through it the entire time, which is why when he gets all those flashes later of all the other things, it starts making more sense when you start applying all the weird moments and the different things that she's had and all the recent interactions, start realizing, shit, this has been going on for a while, but I've been putting up like those blockers in my mind of like, this can't happen, this cannot happen, because, well, that's just what our relationship was, right? And what our friend advised her of. The moment you stop playing that best friend role, the moment you come out and you like say things or you establish things to be very different, things are going to change. He's going to be forced to see you in a way that he hasn't seen you before. He's going to be forced to consider things a little bit different, and she takes that route very strongly here. Fucking awesome. I absolutely love it. I already know you like her. I get it. And you don't got to give it right now. Give us some thought. Give us some thought. And if I didn't tell you, nothing would ever change. Your relationship would never change. You would never have an opportunity, and you'd look back and you'd be a little bit upset. Also, coming off of a 3rd place finish, did not win either. Maybe for you to have that peace of mind to be freed up to focus even harder on winning and getting first next year, you need to be rejected. Maybe you need to be accepted and have him in your life even more to push you to get first. I don't know which one. Maybe one or maybe both of them end up working, and it doesn't matter which one you end up getting. But to even have that chance in other aspects of your life too, you need to kind of be freed up here, and you need to take that leap that she ends up having to. Don't look at me as a friend, but a girl who likes you. Fucking love that. And immediately just snap back to normal. And brother is just fucking destroyed. I love his reactions. The way his mom, I didn't even realize that is this her? I think so. It starts applying all the things he's heard before. I am kind of horrible. Yeah, you should have picked it up. She's liked you for a long, long time. And she's been trying her hardest to make that known without technically making it known, right? But she came to the point, she's like, I have to do it. List out all the positives. I like her as this, as this, as this, as this. But I've never thought of her that way. That type of person is interested in me? The mom. So was it his mom? No, it wasn't his mom. It wasn't. I don't know why. Did not want my mom to see it. I love how she tells me just not to do that. Who, by the way, she lost. Like, I just get this overload of info, and you're gonna drop this shit on me. Ah, so good. Now you're hesitant too. How do you approach her ever? I feel so guilty. I didn't do anything. Well, you're just enjoying, your fucking youth for a moment there, and now you're realizing somebody else is just destroyed. How do I react? What do I say? Especially now with the newfound knowledge of Hina and that whole scenario. The difficulty of Hina, kind of wanted to watch on to him, probably, I'm guessing here, but at the same time afraid to go and face him while he's in the same position. They say hi now, openly, loud and proud, letting him know. That's more like it. I want your heart pounding every time. I love her. This is so fun. Just remember, that's who I am. Look, boom, gotcha again. Let your guard down. Oh, look who was listening, by the way. And this reconfirms a couple things too, right? This puts more thoughts into her mind. One, she's already destroyed. She's fucking probably a mess. We don't know for sure, but I'm assuming she's probably a mess, at least mentally. She might not let that be seen by us, but she probably is. Two, she had suspicions of what their relationship already was up to this point. So now you put her in a spot where she almost gets that confirmation because she knows for a fact Hina's really into it, which she already knew. But now knowing that she's openly telling Taiki this type of stuff, their relationship might actually be more confirmed than what you thought. And then the trust that you had in him, those promises and everything you make too, that got broken, that is then symbolized by the view that she no longer has this on either, is completely gone by him lying and telling you about the group and everything that they were in, and you know that he wasn't dating her and stuff. So he hasn't had the chance to clear any of this stuff up. All the conversation he had with Karen, none of it got cleared up yet. He hasn't talked to her. It's been a little bit, and she sees all this and she has to witness this. I wonder if she was in a spot where she was thinking of potential confession if they win. Probably nationals as a whole. I'm assuming not here. And I'm assuming coming off of a loss, that's not her immediate idea, is to like, I gotta come clean and do all this shit. Like, I'm assuming that's not what's gonna happen. But I pray on everything she asks him fully about the scenario with Hina, just so that he can fully clarify anything that's going on in his own mind. Because he's not going to openly bring that up to her. I find that hard to believe. But I do hope that she brings something up to him about it, and he talks to her and actually informs her on it, so that she can build back up some trust with him, but at the same time realize that he's not lying about any of this, and he truly is just like destroyed and doesn't know what to do on his own end. But I don't know. It depends on how deep she is, how far gone she finds herself to be with whatever depression that she's going to have to be going through here is. So we'll have to see. I get lots of I'm afraid basically for what's to come. It's gonna be interesting, but it's gonna be so fun. Such an awesome episode, so good, so many emotions, the tensions, it's all just rising and rising, but it's getting so fun, and I'm so thrilled. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait for more. I'm having an absolute blast with the show. It's one of my favorite things that I think on the channel in its entirety that I've come across, to be able to just openly discuss and just have some fun. It's not something that's too complex thought. It's just normal, simple. The characters communicate well for the most part. While they have moments they don't, but they usually can clear that up at other points. They all can see through and maturely think about certain scenarios where they still act like kids, because they fucking are. They at least try and think about things from other people's point of view and different perspectives. Like, just so much of it is just quality to me. I'm thrilled up to this point where we are. I'm afraid for the future. I think we're gonna get Hina rejection probably soon. Hopefully we get Chinatsu conversation. I'm team Hina all the way through right now. Chinatsu just hasn't done enough that's entertained me. Everything about Hina is just amazing. So I'm fully on board at this point. I gotta be real, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe. Do not me, feel free to check out the video and channel. If you comment on this series, I'll be back for the 15th episode next week. I hope you guys have a great one. Peace.